If you watched the last video, you know I transformed the crew into magic cards. Now we're going to transform another legendary gaming group from the past, the Vanoss crew. If you don't know, these guys are legends who made funny game montages in COD, GTA, Gary's Mod, and other random party games for the past 15 years. But before we get into the video, I have 4 disclaimers. 1. I used AI to generate all the art in this video, so if you don't like that, then I completely understand. 2. I haven't watched their content in over 10 years, so I'm doing this basically from memory, with a little bit of research. So don't get too upset if I don't meet your expectation for their cards. 3. They all could be easily classified as Rakdos colors because they're all chaotic, crazy, and unhinged, but I decided to make them all unique from each other. 4. I'm still fairly new to Magic, and this is just a silly little video, so if it doesn't have the perfect Magic verbiage, then I'm sorry. Now getting back to the video, we're going to start off with the newest member of the group, Pasta Ravioli. She alone gave the Vanoss crew new purpose to create content again. So revealing her card, she costs 2 mana to cast, 1 white and 1 black. She's a legendary creature, human cleric. She has Ward 2, Maniatic Laugh. When Pasta attacks, draw 2 cards, then discard a card at random. For a Wheezing Laugh ability, when Pasta blocks, draw a card and you lose 1 life. For a flavor text, I gave her,
just look at her.
I'm not a PDF, I'm a JPEG.
Be careful. I thought you were okay.
I do have a pretty funny story. When I was typing out the quote, I didn't want people to have a misunderstanding for the PDF. So I want to make sure it was clear and concise. So I put the word file in parentheses for file format. But when I finished typing it out and I read it again, I made it 1,000 times worse. And for her power and toughness, she's a 2/2. Breaking down her card, I made her a human cleric because before she got into streaming, she used to be a nurse saving lives. Hopefully. But for abilities, I could give you guys an explanation on why I made her this way, but I firmly believe showing you guys clips will give you guys a better understanding than my description.
That makes sense. Yeah, random dick move. It's not random though. It's because Pasta's a woman.
Yo!
Damn, drop the bass. Wow, wow, wow.
Pasta looks down at Tom. Looks See?
Time for the OGs, starting off with Louis. If you didn't know, he was a member who always did a squeaker voice and roleplayed as the innocent child. So, revealing his card, he costs 1 mana to cast, and that's 1 white. He's a legendary creature, Monkey. Whenever Louis enters, create a food token. Louis' power and toughness are equal to the number of creature tokens you control. He has the ability Squeaker Energy. When Louis' power is 3 or more, Louis gains vigilance. For his flavor text, I gave him,
Come
I
on.
became friends with the mutant gummy worm. I don't want to kill them.
and for his power and toughness, he's a XX. So, explaining his card, whenever Louis enters, create a food token. That's because whenever he roleplays as a child, he talks about Cheerios. For Louis' power and toughness are equal to the number of creature tokens you control. That represents toys. I did make a second card. It's essentially the same, but a slight little tweak. Instead of the creature tokens, it's the creatures you control. So the creatures you control represents friends. So, do you want to get the power and toughness from friends or toys? For the ability Squeaker Energy, that represents the endless amounts of energy kids have when they don't want to go to bed. And finally, I gave him 1 white to cast because that represents an innocent child. Moving on to the next member. He's a black token of the friend group with a laid-back type personality. That's right, it's Marshmallow. Revealing his card, he costs 2 mana to cast, 1 black and 1 red. He's a legendary creature, human warrior. He has haste. For his ability, he has Fern. When basically I do work enters the battlefield, you may pay 1 colorless, 1 black, and 1 green, and create a 2/2 human creature token with Vigilance and Menace. Then he has pay 1 black and 1 red, regenerate basically I do work. For his flavor text, I put,
I got you, Tyler. Yeah.
and then for his power and toughness, I gave him a 2/2. Explaining his card, I gave him the ability Fern because looking at his artwork, it's Marcel's Gmod character, aka Black Finn and Fern clearing out a dungeon. And if you didn't know in the show, when Fern became a sentient being, he was a menace to Finn, and he was on his shit. Then I gave him Regenerate because there's a clip of him dying and respawning over and over again because he couldn't really jump over knives. Finally, I gave him Haste because he's black in real life. So, for the next member, I did have to do some research on him because I had a hard time remembering who he was exactly, but I'm kind of glad I did because he's severely underrated. So when I was doing research on Mu, I was laughing so much. So, revealing his card, he costs 3 mana to cast, 1 colorless, 1 red, and 1 white. He's a legendary creature, human gamer. He has Mentor. Whenever this creature attacks, put a 1/1 counter on target attacking creature with lesser power. Whenever an opponent attacks you or a planeswalker you control, create a 1/1 green moose creature token. Then he has ability, Boom Roasted. Tap it, sacrifice a moose, deal 2 damage to any target. For his other ability, One-Liner. When Mu destroys opponent creature, create a gold token. For his flavor text, I give him
Bold of you to assume you're gonna have a headstone. I'm gonna bury you in an unmarked grave and piss on it.
That's right, you fucking beast.
For his power and toughness, he's a 2/2. So explaining his card, I give him Mentor because I wanted to focus on him being the father figure, even though some of them are already dads in the group. And for his abilities, he's known for his puns, one-liners, and roast. He's kind of similar to D20 from the group. For this next card, I'm probably the most surprised how well this card turned out. So, revealing Wildcat's card, he costs 2 mana to cast. 1 colorless, 1 black. He's a legendary creature, giant beast. He has reach, and has a kicker of 4 red. You may pay an additional 4 red as you cast his spell. If Wildcat was kicked, it enters the battlefield with 2 +1/+1 counters, haste, and menace on it. For his ability, he has Unyielding Rage. Creatures blocking Wildcat gets -1, -2 until end of turn. For his flavor text, I
got you, Tyler.
I'm 100%, nigga!
and for his power and toughness, I gave him a 2/3. I also forgot to add, for Wildcat's card, I want it to be lenticular, so depending on what angle you look at the card, shows what art style it is. So essentially, it's just one card with 2 arts. So explaining Wildcat's card, he costs 2 mana to cast. If you do not pay his kicker, he does not become enraged. So if you do pay the kicker, he becomes enraged and gains all those abilities. So I thought that was kind of creative. For his giant beast, I gave it to him because he's extremely tall in real life. He's like 6'4" or 6'5". I give him beast because he plays a pig human character in GTA. And for the Unyielding Rage, that's a reference to Team 4-Star and his anger issues. If you're still watching and enjoying the video, please like and subscribe. Now, getting back to it. For this next member, he's probably the most unfiltered in the group. That's right, it's Nogla. He costs 5 mana to cast, 2 colorless, 1 black, 1 red, and 1 green. He's a legendary creature, giant fairy. He has partner with Terrorizer. When this creature enters, target player may put Terrorizer into their hand from their library, then shuffle. He has reach and trample. For his ability, he has Leprechaun's Gold. If Nogla would deal damage to a player, create a gold token. For his flavor text, he had so many unhinged quotes, but I decided to go on the more safer route.
Sorry, man. I'm used to being friends with creepers, not shooting them.
And for his power and toughness, he's a 5/4. Explaining Nogla's card, I gave him giant and reach because he's 6'4" in real life. I made him a fairy because leprechauns in Magic the Gatherings are classified as fairies. I gave him partner with Terrorizer because they share a react channel together. I gave him trample because sometimes he would stumble over words and ramble on. I made him a black and red because he's very unhinged and chaotic, and then I made him a green because he's Irish. And finally, I gave him Leprechaun's Gold because he's Irish. My personal opinion, this next member has the best hair in the group. That's right, it's Terrorizer, and he costs 3 mana to cast, 1 colorless, 1 red, and 1 green. He's a legendary artifact creature, Construct. He has partner with Nogla, he has double strike, and for his abilities, he has Advocate, it costs 3 blue, tap it, other creatures you control have hexproof. And then his other ability, Pot of Gold, if you create a gold token, you create an additional gold token. And for his flavor text, I put,
yeah, the Chinese. I love the cut to Evan. Evan looks so Chinese here, that makes it even better.
Yeah.
What did you say about that?
and then his power and toughness is 1/2. Explaining his card, I made him a legendary artifact creature Construct because his Gmod character is the Terminator. I gave him partner with Nogla because he shares a react channel with him. I gave him double strike because he always doubles down. For example, in his flavor text, he doubles down, and I gotta respect that. For his ability Advocate, I gave that to him because out of all the members, I always see him speaking out against the controversies. And for his other ability, Pot of Gold, that's because he's Irish. For the most mysterious member of the group, it's H2O Delirious. Be prepared, when I reveal the card, it's going to be a wall of text. So, revealing the card, he costs 6 mana, 3 colorless, 1 blue, 1 black, and 1 red. He's a legendary creature, human troll. He has protection from creatures. He has ability, Scratchy Mike. When H2O Delirious attacks, this creature gains +2/+0 until end of turn. For his second ability, Our Cards. Whenever one or more of your creatures deal damage to an opponent, exile top card of your opponent's library. You may play those cards for as long as they remain exiled. If you cast a spell this way, you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast it. For its flavor text, I put
Approach slowly.
See him, I see him.
There he
I
is,
see
there
him.
he is, there he is.
I'm the haunting ghost of the masturbating fisherman.
and for his power and toughness, I gave him a 1-2. Explaining Delirious' card, I gave him protection from creatures because he's probably the most private content creator of all time. He's been friends with the Vanoss crew for the past 15 years, and they still don't even know what he looks like. I gave him the ability Scratchy Mic because he has an iconic mic audio that sounds like shit. And for the ability Our Cards, I gave it to him because he's a huge troll, and I imagine him doing this in real life. I did have to generate an alternate artwork because I believe the first one made him look too cool, and in reality, I think he's a little goofy. So in his second artwork, I believe this is a better representation for him because he's playing poker, but he has like Uno, Magic, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards in his hand. So that's why. For the final member of the group, he's known for his unmatched editing style. It's Vanoss Gaming himself. Revealing his card, he costs 4 mana to cast, 2 colorless, 1 white, and 1 blue. He's a legendary creature, human bird. He has flying, and for his ability, he has guitar solo. When Vanoss attacks alone, put +1/+1 counter on creatures you control. For his other ability, Skyrocket, pay 2 colorless, 2 snow, and tap it. Attacking creatures you control gain flying until end of turn. For his flavor text, I give his most iconic quote.
You call a magic owl Houdini. Yeah.
And then for his power and toughness, he's a 3-2. So explaining his card, I gave him white and blue in the mana cost because that's a representation of birds in Magic the Gathering. I made him a human bird and gave him flying because in GTA, his character is a man wearing an owl mask. For the guitar solo ability, I gave that to him because he became a musician creating music. For the Skyrocket ability, I gave that to him because he would gather all the perspectives of the Vanoss crew members and he would create an editing masterpiece, and this would help them grow substantially. And finally, I added the snow in the cost because if you didn't know, he's Canadian and he plays hockey, or he used to play hockey. Now that we're finished with the members, I made 2 additional cards just for fun. So, for the next card, revealing it is the Great Dorito War. It's a 5 mana, 3 colorless, 1 blue, and 1 red. It's a legendary sorcery. This spell can't be countered. Goad all creatures your opponents control. Until your next turn, creatures enters with haste. In parentheses, it says, until your next turn, those creatures attack each combat if able and attack a player other than you if able. For the flavor text, I put
You see those fuckers over there? You see them? Yeah.
Right here.
They have done absolutely nothing wrong, but they're blue. I've always hated the color blue. You know why?
Why?
No reason.
So, explaining this card. It's based off the classic Gmon video about the Dorito War. I decided to give this card this spell can't be countered because the hatred runs deep and it will never stop for each other. I added creatures entered with haste because I want them to attack first and ask questions later. And also, I'm on Team Blue side. Time for the final card of the video. Revealing the card, it's Delirious' Mask. It costs 3 mana to cast, 2 colorless, 1 black. It's a legendary artifact, equipment. It has indestructible, equipped creature has +1/+1 and has menace. When an equipped creature attacks, scry 1. It has equipped 3. And for the flavor text, I put
You ever see water come out of a man's penis?
So, explaining this card, I'm going to bring down Delirious' original card down here. So, equipped creature has +1/+1 and has menace. If we look at Delirious' original card, he's a 1-2. So I thought it was kind of funny that if he didn't have the mask on, he would have been a 0-1. And because of Delirious' goofy personality, he doesn't have menace. So I thought that was kind of funny too. And for the ability, when equipped creature attacks, scry 1, for H2O Delirious' actual ability, Our Cards, I thought because of his personality influenced the mask so much, instead of scrying from his deck, he exiles the top card from an opponent's instead. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed, please like and
Hey, what about those two?
We don't talk about those two anymore. As I was saying before I was rudely interrupted, thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed, please like and subscribe. And in the comment section below, tell me which card was your favorite. Peace.